to the My Positive Protective Internet Show today. We feature individuals and groups who share the common goal of improving the local Charleston community. Today's episode is brought to you by the Charleston Tea Plantation, a great alternative to your commercial tea. Today's guest is Irene Rose. So Irene, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jason?
Good. And one of the things that we were gonna discuss today was your new summer camp.
Yes.
That you have going on. So, kind of, how did you get the idea for starting this, and how are you gonna execute it?
Well, I run a children's entertainment company called Once Upon a Party, where we dress up as different characters and go entertain at festivals and parties and do crafts and stories and games and songs. And so we thought, why only have fun once a year on your birthday during the summer? So I'm hosting a camp called True Beauty Princess Camp this summer, where young girls aged 4 to 8 can learn about cultivating a heart of character and being beautiful on the inside through different women from scripture and different princesses from movies, through crafts and stories and games and songs and cooking and service projects and tea parties, and it's gonna be great.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Are there some stories that you share, with these times that y'all spend together?
Well, we did the camp last year as well. It was a big hit. All the little girls came dressed in their princess dresses every day. We had dancing, we had etiquette class. One of my friends who has a theater degree came in and did a drama workshop with them. We made casseroles for everyone to take home. So even though the kids were little, we were in the kitchen making casseroles, and it was really, really fun. We did a tea party. We taught them music that was teaching them about having a beautiful heart, what it means to be a true princess, how it's not just wearing a dress or a crown or living in a castle, but it's how you treat people and if you share and if you're kind. So the camp was a big success last year, and the mothers were begging me to do it again. So I have heeded, and we're going to do it again. So
awesome. One of the great things about your job and duties are that you speak to the children when they're young.
Absolutely.
And then that makes a big difference in their development.
Yes.
Maybe you comment about that a little.
Well, every little girl longs to be beautiful, and that's why they're so into dress-ups and beautiful dresses, and they want to wear makeup when they're too young. And I have an older sister, so I was definitely always into all that when I was very young. And I feel like my mother did a very good job of instilling in me to pay attention to make the inside beautiful, and how not to be vain, not to be so focused on the outward appearance, not to be overly concerned with how you look, not to be wrapped up in appearances and always having to be perfect. As a performer, I'm on stage a lot, so I do struggle with that attitude of always wanting to look great and always wanting to be perfect and always wanting it all together. And even just the other day, for being honest here, I was just walking down the beach and I was feeling kind of insecure looking at all these other girls, and I thought, no, Irene, you have run a company where you are teaching young women about finding their value on the inside and finding their value on how they treat other people and to bring that positive light into the world. So I think it's a lifelong struggle that we all face, but from the time we're young, we want to be beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that, but to make sure we're paying attention to what is truly important.
The behaviors and ethical lessons of being beautiful and being a model citizen, and those types of lessons. And when children are young and their minds are open to those lessons, that's trying to get them with it and get them to incorporate that lifestyle. Because then they're a lot more likely to carry it on to older age.
Absolutely. And they'll accept the message a little bit more coming from a princess from a movie than their mother telling them what to do.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
we try to just speak to them in language that they will understand and that they can identify with, and that they'll turn out to be beautiful people as well.
Sure. How is it, what you do and what you've done and what you continue to do? How does that help you in your songwriting, even up until now, with your music career?
Well, it's really interesting because I feel like with music, I want to have a platform that does make a positive impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I was out in Nashville, I was signed as a songwriter on Music Row, and I found myself kind of falling into the pitfall of wanting to just write hits and write things that would get on the radio and things that were catchy. But I found after a while of being out there and in that environment that the songs I was writing didn't really have a lot of value to them. They might have been catchier, they might have been, you know, upbeat country pop, but they weren't going to change anyone's life, and they weren't going to spur anyone on to positive action and to think. And so I've kind of tried to more steer my music towards making a positive impact. And I've been writing some children's music along those lines. And just, I mean, we have one life, we have one voice, and we have just limited exposure, and to use that to spur someone on to change and not just get glory for yourself.
Good. Have you ever, you know, this is a personal question I've asked a couple of musicians. Hey, have you ever thought of like writing a song about such groups, you know, in troubles, and such as like surface healing, like a child with autism, you know, sits on a surfboard and, you know, is first so uncomfortable and, you know, then, you know, rides a wave and, you know, is helped up by a volunteer surfer, you know, does those types of things. You ever thought about writing a song about that?
You know, I can't say that I have, but my younger sister is a music therapist, so she is involved with children that have disabilities and rehabilitation, with even senior citizens and different things like that. So music has a lot of healing properties to it, and it can be used in rehabilitation, but I think most often I kind of take the different experiences that I've had that I'm most personally tied to and use those, you know, maybe feelings of isolation. I had a middle school girl come up to me and her mother who I didn't even know, but she had seen me sing years before and had my album, and I had spoken to her, I guess, about standing what was standing for what was right in the midst of peer pressure. And she came up to me a few years later and said that she followed me on the internet and that I really encouraged her, and this girl and I started emailing each other to be a positive impact in her life. So that's kind of what I use music for and how I use it to heal and just use the experiences that I have personally that I have.
Okay, well, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, you told about the experiences you previously used. You know, as you create more and more music and go further into your music career, has it become a little harder for you coming up with fresh content?
No, not so much, because life is always changing. I'm always meeting new people. I'm always having new experiences.
That's true.
It's not as prevalent as it was in Nashville. In Nashville, I wrote songs for 5 hours a day, and I was surrounded by songwriters who were incredible. Therefore, it spurred me on. I was thinking in song lyrics, and creativity was always flowing.
Wow, that's impressive.
So it's probably not as free-flowing as it was in Nashville, but I sit at my piano 4 nights a week, and I just play and I feel and I write, and my phone is chock full of ideas. So it comes and goes, seasons.
Okay, well, maybe does the you limiting your number of songs output, does that have a difference you can tell in the quality of the songs that come out?
Well, I think that my style is always evolving. So you could listen to a song that I wrote last week and a song that I wrote 5 years ago, and it would be completely different. So the quality is always improving. As we get older and more mature and more experienced, it improves. But I think that you have to evolve and morph and change with the times and with your experiences. Like, I don't write the same type of music I wrote when I was 16. I hope not. I hope I don't write the same kind of music. But no, I think it changes, and the style is different. It started out Christian music, then went to folk, then went to country, and now I'm doing pop ballads on the piano. But it's all integrated, and it's all from here.
it's all a lot of fun too, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love being on stage. I'm singing this Friday actually at Palmetto Brewery.
That'll be good. Can people get some of your music on like iTunes?
They can. Things? Yes, I'm on Reverb Nation, iTunes, Dig Station. Maybe Amazon, I'm not sure. But the best way is just to order it through my website, which is irenerosemusic.com. It's the same price, and I'll sign you a little card when I mail you the CD. Or you can download individual tracks off my website as well.
That's cool. Well, thanks so much for joining me, Irene.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
Thank y'all for tuning in to My Positive Perspective. Have a great day.
On a sunny day, I feel my thoughts drift away. Only good vibes and good times living in my brain. On a sunny day, catch me lamping in the shade, feeling so fine and so high. Oh, my sunny day, still I hope all my efforts will one day pan out. Love within, you'll never be without. So I roll, feeling strong and so invincible.